there's been a lot of Mavuika video going around the past couple of days. Mainly, again, I Win to Lose Gaming already has an early access video, which I'm pretty sure many of you have already watched it at this current point. And overall, if you went through the video, I'm pretty sure that you guys also think the same as I am, and as well as many other, is that Mavuika has a lot of potential to be basically the best DPS character in Genshin Impact. However, in the current point in Genshin Impact, being the best character isn't always mean that a character is definitely a must pull on your specific account, because obviously different accounts has different situations that needs to accommodate, which is why I want to have a quick video talking about this, especially if your account already have a Xiangling, especially with a C6 Xiangling, as well as you already have invested into Arlecchino not too very long ago. So in terms of Mavuika, I'm pretty sure at this point in time you know what her basic skill and kit is going to be. Basically, she has the potential to have two playstyle. One is going to be an E skill activation sub DPS character, as well as a potential pyro applicator off field for you. That's very easy. You just need to cast her E skill. That's pretty much it. You let her be off field and she does the work for you. However, her E skill uptime is not very long. I think it's only around 12 seconds, and compared to many of the other Archon, which has the ability to be sub DPS characters as well, you know, like namely Raiden E skill for Hyper Bloom team, Nahida, right, Furina especially. Mavuika E skill is definitely on the lower side. Now the other part is her going to be a DPS character. It's very simple as well. You just need to cast her elemental burst. She's going to be going enhanced mode for a 7 second, and you basically spam either your normal or your charge attack for her to deal damage. But the more mindful things you have to be here is that it doesn't require you energy, but instead it's going to be counting spirit stack, which is going to be the main reason we have to look more into Mavuika here. And especially it does affect how you're going to be investing into her, because in order for you to get a spirit stack, it does require you to consume your night soul points. It requires you to have at least 100 spirit stack, or basically 100 night soul points, to be consumed in order for you to cast her burst. But there's a cap of 200 spirit stack, and the more stack she has whenever she casts her elemental burst does allow her to enhance that specific damage, because her passive allows her to do so, which is why it is best that you try to have as much stacking as you can, leading to the fact that she would actually require you good Natlan support character in terms of night soul point consumption for you to pull this off. Not just any Natlan support character, but it also has to be a character that has good night soul point consumption as fast as they can, in which case Xiangling and Citlali technically are the best character. Xiangling overall is the best because she's basically giving Mavuika a 90 stack in just a couple of seconds after she used her E skill and then do her normal attack. Citlali is a little bit longer, but it's also very fast as well. So overall, these two characters are technically a requirement if you want to have a pretty good Mavuika DPS team. Other free-to-play option is fine, but if you're planning to go with a support character other than Natlan character, it's going to be very hard for you to have her be on field as a DPS character for you. In which, whenever you're thinking about Mavuika, you always need to consider her specific investment. So if you want her to be good, Xiangling and Citlali are almost a requirement. She has good free-to-play weapon options when it comes to Claymore, but obviously her best would be definitely her signature, because Claymore overall weapons aren't too good at this point. Not to mention the other remaining teammates on her team, if you want her best team, is going to be a Bennett, which means her best team requirement can be hard for you to handle sometimes. If you has these kind of investment, her team can hit up to over 1 million nuke vaporized damage, which technically would out damaging the likes of Nuvalet and Arlecchino teams, and technically speaking, you can achieve this by being a free-to-play player. Of course, if you have already saved a lot of Primogems, because wow, Citlali and Mavuika is right next to each other, and of course you have to be lucky with your pools as well. But of course, that is if you have these kind of investment. If you're going down to the route of more of a free-to-play team like Mavuika, Bennett, Sucrose, and Xiangling, then it's not that much much difference from the other two very good DPS characters that is on top of the game right now, which you potentially already have on your account. So the reason why I want to make this video is because Mavuika is a very good character that is coming. But the problem is that the game doesn't lack good character, and more importantly, she many of the time is used in a DPS role, which as I've mentioned before can easily be power crept, just like Nuvle and Arlecchino situation is with Mavuika release incoming. Mavuika does have the ability to do sub DPS damage, yes, however it most likely will only slightly be better than Xiangling vaporized damage, plus her pyro application isn't as much as Xiangling. Therefore, in teams where you want fast pyro application, Xiangling is pretty much still required, which means Xiangling is pretty usable on your account. For the DPS situations, if your account has enough DPS character, especially if you've got Arlecchino, which you don't want to bench her, like most actually already benched Hu Tao when Arlecchino came, then it's best if you ask yourself the question of, would I rather spend quite a lot of purple gems pulling for Mavuika when Citlali is right next to her, with nice weapon signature options as well if you invest into Citlali's signature, or moreover, Holdovers have already teased the potential upcoming release character, and of course our beloved Skirk is pretty much confirmed. Like, I mean, who doesn't love Skirk, right? Not to mention other new characters that's coming as well in the next couple of months, which is a lot. So of course, if you like Mavuika, it's already definitely a pull for you anyway, but this is for those who are still on the fence, in which from what I'm seeing, the main reason you want to pick Mavuika is if your account is lacking in DPS character. And if you're pulling for Mavuika, do you have enough supportive character to accommodate her build? Because if you're going for a free-to-play build route, which you use like Bennett, Sucrose, Kazuha, or a bit more investment, and you already have Shilonen and Furina, then other DPS character can also technically use them and also be good. So for me, honestly, if I were to be making the decision on my account, I would actually most likely skip Mavuika this time around and invest a lot more into Citlali, as her kits actually captivate me and it's pretty interesting. And yeah, then the leftover I'll save for Skirk and future interesting character, because Genshin right now just have way too many pyro DPS character, guys. Not just any DPS, but pyro DPS character, which, well, makes sense because pyro is the elements of war and combat. But yeah, I hope that actually clears you a bit in terms of making better decision for your account. That's going to be my current standing in terms of Mavuika investment if you are still not able to actually make a better decision for your account. Obviously, I have a more in-depth video going through, you know, the character that are coming on the banner for patch 5.3. That goes for the event banner as well as the Chronicle Wish banner. So if you want to have a look more into those videos, I'm sure it's going to be very helpful to you. If you have any question, guys, feel free to leave it down in the comment sections. I or some lovely other Genshin player will be able to help you out there. I really appreciate you guys staying with me till this part of the video, guys. And with that, I wish you a super day, and I'll catch you on my next video.